All right, guys, we just put in the boat. Josh doesn't have any traps out here yet, but we're gonna do some scouting. We got a few traps and snares in here with us, and gonna see if we can find some sign, get some traps put out here on the river. All right, guys, so we got this crossover right here on this dam. I just hung this, hung that snare right there in front of that crossover. Should have a beaver on it when they come through. All I did to anchor it was I used my 11 gauge wire that I hung the snare, wrapped it around that log, and I just run the tail end of my snare through that wire and just wired it down and anchored to that log. And we're gonna keep on moving, see if we can find some more spots. So we can see this bank den when the water was up. It's a bank den they're using. You can see where they pulled these limbs in there. Chances are they probably moved a lower one somewhere, and it could be right here under this one. It's just hard to tell that water, but you can tell we've got fresh claw marks where one come up here and clawed, went up into this hole just recently. So I think it'd be a good spot to throw a set. We got plenty of traps.
I think this is gonna work out great with this one. Yeah, just went underneath the root. That'd be great. Just a little bit more. That's kind of a long stake. Sometimes you need them and sometimes you don't. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rake this down right here. Give me a flat spot. Put this trap on. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna turn around and dog out. Right there, like that. This caster right here, if you ain't tried it, you need to.
I'm not paying him to say that, guys, but he had good results yesterday with it. I think I've got a customer there sold on it.
Put a little up there and get him coming up here, and it'll be over for him.
Right here, guys, we're going down through here and we found this first colony here. Ones we're going to be catching with the sets we made so far, so you probably won't be able to see it yet, but right behind this dam is a pretty good sized hut right here. They've got, you can tell that water level's a good 2 foot higher on the back side of that dam than it is right here. That hut, hopefully you guys can see that hut. It's a pretty good size one. We may jump out of here and see if we can go over and identify some runs. We can put some sets in.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, so here's that dam. We're on top of it now. When we pulled up, we couldn't see a crossover, but from the top you can tell they're coming right over this corner right here, and they got a hole that they're diving straight down, going down in the water, and that hole's going to come out back over here somewhere. You can take and put a 330 down in that hole, or find that channel on back a little bit farther where they're going down through it, and put us a 330. We're going to grab some traps out of the boat and we're going to get this set up real quick. All right, guys, we're making our rounds, getting these traps checked. Right there's our first snare. I can see it. Yep, it's still set. nothing come across that dam. And then keep on going. I'll check in with you. We should have some catches down here. Alright guys, coming up on this dry bank dam. We tied a flag out here and put a foothold on a drowner. Pull up here and check it. Traps out of the, yep. Yep. Oh, it's just an issue, just something we got to deal with here. They were just, yeah, that's good. Just stomping out a spot to lay that trap, guys. We're just gonna slide it down, lay it right there in that spot. I'm gonna grab this stick right here and put it right behind that mechanism, stand it up, and that'll show us if that trap's gone past that stick or not. We don't necessarily have to check every trap every time. All right, I'll keep on moving down here, guys. All right, guys, so here's that big dam. See it holding that water on the other side. We set this hut yesterday. I think this is where the battery may have went dead. But we're gonna ease up here and get this checked.
Everything in the country's walking across this dam.
Yep, I guarantee you. You blind set something right there?
I got one trap and an earth anchor right back there, and the earth anchor drive.
Here, grab that and I'll grab it. You want? Okay. Look at the coon tracks. I think this one's gone. I got some weight on it. There's the first one. That's a good size one too.
Cold catch and
That's what them drowning rods are good for. If that beaver would have been caught alive, we wouldn't have had him.
well, he got out.
That's what makes these drowning rods work great. He ain't gotta worry so much with the trap placement. That's a hefty one there.
Yeah, it is. That's a good trap.
All right, I'm just gonna place it right back down here, guys. I don't think we had any caster here, did we? It was just that crossover. Yep. They were coming over right here and dropping down this little hole right there. So I'm gonna get it put back right back in here. Boy, it drops off, don't it?
It does, yeah.
There we go.
That was a pretty heavy beaver.
Yeah. You just painted them, didn't you?
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that nightlight system.
All right, guys, I'm just gonna push that stake down right here, all the way down. It's gonna come about right here where my leg's at. It drops off. I'm gonna come right above that. Place that trap. Got the point of this log coming down right here, so they're gonna step around it. Just gonna grab a little stick right here, find that mechanism, put this stick between that rod and that mechanism. Don't have to stick it down the ground much. I just want to know. It may be muddy. I can't see that trap or the water come up. That stick's going to tell me if that trap's still up here or if it's gone down the rod. All right.
pat this down right here. I'm gonna put it right here, and then I'm gonna put my little stick or something across here.
Yeah.
Block that corner off.
It's done warmed up here, guys, where we're at. Josh is sweating. I'll be sweating here shortly myself.
A nice, smooth little place to walk through here.
Oh, gumbo mud. I almost bet leaving that pan exposed, it'd be a flat, smooth spot they'll probably want to put their foot.
Lay a stick right here like this. And then put a block right here. Block right here. What do you think, Chris?
I think we'll pick something up there. All right, guys, have one beaver there. We're gonna ease on down. We got several more sets. Hopefully have some more here in a minute. All right, guys, here's a crossover that we set. Got that snare underneath that log up there. I think we were gonna put a set right here, but it was too deep. Now it's just about perfect. Now you want to throw one in here? So it was deep yesterday. That water was on up here and it was just too deep to put a foothold. With that water dropping, it's going to be just about perfect now, especially if it's going to continue to drop overnight. Have a trap bedded right here underneath that ledge, and you can tell where they've been. Looks like one come up last night since we were in here in our footprints. So I'm just going to step up here and we're going to drop another foothold in right here, drowning rod under the boat. Oh, that's good. Right there ought to work. Just gonna put our rod right through there. Run it down. Set this TS85. Right there, guys, that'll have us a catch. I'm just gonna come just a little bit off center. And these big traps, I don't really worry too much about off center, left or right. I just try to get them right down there. Actually, we're gonna go a little bit to the right just because of the way the trap's gonna lay. And I'm just gonna bed that really good. Make sure this rod's all the way down so that trap doesn't tangle around that T-stake. Right there. Find me a little stick, and I'm gonna do the same thing, just come behind, just to help us identify if it's not gonna tell if it's set or not, or we had a miss, but it'll tell us if it's up, which end of the rod it's on. All right, going down here and check some more. Right here, guys. No, you put a drowning rod. Yeah. I put a snare right here, had a snare hanging there, and Josh put a drowning rod over there. This snare's pulled out.
Something good. That's cat track thing.
I don't really seen a raccoon right here where my boat is. Reset that thing back. Get it working. That deer stop was on there when I set this thing at Josh's snare, and it didn't move. I guess it was stuck right there about where it's supposed to be, and I assumed that deer stop was working. Obviously it wasn't when it pulled tight, so we're gonna grab a hammer here and smash that deer stop right there so that thing won't close up. Yeah. Josh got it there. So we'll just lay that on that deer stop right there and let him hit it with that hammer. That done it, guys. That's easy as that. Now that thing won't close up any tighter than that right there. And we actually may have went just a tad bit big on it, but if we were going for raccoons, it might be a big deal, but I'm not even worried about missing these raccoons. I'm not doing anything with them anyway. Really hoping to pick up a cat here. And I'm just gonna sit that thing right back in there about where I want it at. Just manipulate that wire until I get that snare hanging just like I want right there. And yep, see if that won't pick something up. Yeah, I think you're right. All right, guys, so we done a little dam break right here. 330 at the bottom. We got a catch. Got another one buried in there. So that worked like we planned. Hopefully we got one up here in this foothold with Josh as well. That's a pretty good sized beaver right there too. All right, guys, so all I did here is make a dam break. Had that water, had a mess up there. Just right up here, this next stop, this slough really narrows down into defined channels, runs. We brought a bunch of 330s. We're gonna get set in there. Get this guy pulled out of here. We're gonna get this set just back the way we had it. See, actually not as big as I thought it was. This is gonna be a 2-year-old. Well, he's a fat dude though. And, just gonna, basically all I did, guys, come in here and create a channel. It didn't have debris in it. Just clean that out, just like that. And we're just gonna take and rake the top of that off and get that water flowing over out there, just like that. Just a little bit. Just gonna open this up below this dam. And we place that 330 in here. All right, we're just gonna place that 330 right there.
They had that dam stop back there, didn't they?
I really don't think they did. I think the water just went down and, yeah. Right here, guys, this is a situation that I use that back notch. Almost all the time I use that front notch, but when I'm doing where water's running through it, I always like to set on that back notch. It just takes a little bit more pressure before it sets off. So we're just gonna take and put that 330 right in there where those triggers are under the water, just like that. Leave that top half open. That stick's gonna be in the way if that closes. I wanna get this stick out of here so it don't hold them jaws open. All right, just like that there. Just gonna take us some sticks, get our safeties off, and take us some sticks and put on both sides to hold that 330 up. Just like that there, guys. We'll block that down on this spring. We'll go ahead and take a little bit more debris just to kind of cover these sides. Like that right there, just blend it in. They're gonna come down and go right through that opening. All right, hopefully we'll get us another one there. Yeah, look at that crossing right there, guys. They're coming up, crossing over into that slough. This is where we want to put a bunch of these 330s at. Josh hung a snare where this trail goes back down into the water. I think that's all we set was that snare, wasn't it? The water was too deep out here for a foothold.
You want to go down to the next? No, we got that one right there, don't we?
Yeah, we can probably put a couple right here and then a couple down there. This is where we stopped, ain't it? Yeah, there was one up here last night. And there's a fresh track right there. Oh, hey, what a mound right there too. I bet you it's shallow enough to... I can probably do it without stands, find chew sticks. I'd say put 2 or 3 of them down through there, just anywhere where it necks down. So right there, guys, that snare Josh hung, we're just gonna throw a couple of 330s in this run right here. So right there, guys, they're going underneath them 2 trees. Right there, I'll place this 330 in there. Right here's a root, guys. I think they may be going over it and under it. It's not really big enough for that belial to sit under it, but this log right here that's floating will be a good spot to place that trap. So I'm just going to place that trap right here on the back side of that root, and then we'll use that log for our dive stick. Uh-oh, this dog's been on this trap. So that dog somehow or another got bent there. It's not going to work. I'm going to grab my pliers out of my pocket and straighten that up so we can get it to lock on that bar. Just gonna straighten it back up there. Bend it just a little bit that way. It's something when you're catching those animals and they fight these traps. It's something you've always got to kind of tinker with sometimes. So there we go. That should work. Should have it straightened up there. Let's see. Go ahead and bend these triggers. Not gonna really matter with it being fully submerged here. right, there we go, guys. Got that trap set. Just want to go far enough out from this submerged root that those jaws aren't going to catch it. We're going to go right there. Go ahead and take those safeties off. Want that figure. Put that safety back on. See if we can get this one out of here. All right, there we go now. All right, set that thing back down there and push them springs down to where they touch the mud. Find me a stick here. We're gonna go through that spring. All right, there we go. Find me one more stick. We'll use that one right there. Find the corner of this trap, hit it, hit the spring. All right, guys, that trap's standing secure right there. That log's right there. They're gonna dive down, swim under it and that root. And here we go. All right, got another set here, guys. Same run, it just where it comes out of this opening. That last beaver we picked up's just 50 yards right up there, a little dam. But we just placed that trap right in the middle of that run coming through there. Josh blocked it off there to make them dive down. And that's gonna work.
That otter in that one in the morning.
Hopefully there's 2 beaver and an otter. As we're gonna check the depth right there. Oh, it worked, won't it? I'm gonna throw a drowning rod out. We didn't put any sand up here yesterday, but you can tell they're adding mud. Huh?
I just can't make myself not use it till it's outside. Hair trigger. Back a little.
Oh yeah, I would too.
I don't know where I can get some more of this when I run out. You?
I might know a guy. Guys, right here, I want y'all to see this this area right here that we're fixing to set. Look at them tracks going up right there. Step right over this hill, and this is the biggest feed bed. I'll trade you. Yeah, look at all them tracks.
That's coon and beaver.
Yep. We're gonna be here for a minute, guys. I'll step right over here and show you guys that that feed bed on the other side of this hill right here. Probably put at least a drowning rod right here on the foothold. I think right there is the main spot they're going in and out, ain't it? Just blind set one there. Then we're gonna step over here and put some 330s out here in this slough. Step up here. Look at all these chew sticks here. Right there would be a perfect spot for a snare. May hang a snare up right there. Come right over here and they just piles and piles of them. Kind of made me think maybe the beginning of a hut, but I think that's just going to be a run off there. I put a 330 right there at the bottom of this run. They're going in and out, and you can just see trails all out in here, right at the edge of these willows where it opens up, where we just placed those last 330s. I think we're just going to kind of lay in some sets right in here. Show you guys what we got when we get finished. All right, guys, Josh is that first run I just showed you. He's putting a 330 at the bottom of that where that run comes off. Come right down here, not 30 yards, is another heavily used crossing right here, and they're going down that edge back toward Josh and this main run right here in this grass. They're coming right out here to this pond. So I'm going to put my 330 right here in this pinch down spot. Right here is that big run going over here, guys. I may grab a foothold. Or put a snare up here in this grass in that little tunnel. That grass right there would be a good spot for a snare. There's Josh's 330 right there, guys. It drops off in there. I think while he puts that drowning rod right there, I'm gonna grab a snare and run over to the next crossing, hang a snare over there. To where we want it positioned. Just like that right there, guys. I want that to be about 3 fingers off the ground to the bottom of that snare. Just a little bit bigger than what my hand is. And we're not even gonna block that down or anything, it being right in them briars. I believe that'll pick something up if it comes through there. All right, let's go see what Josh has got going on. I got a snare and a 330, said Josh. What do you got?
I got a 330 and a foothold set we're coming over. Drowning rod.
All right, so that's 4 sets. What, took us 10 minutes to throw them 4 sets in, the 2 of us.
We had our sets already ready, wire on our conibear stands. We had our drowning rods already rigged up when we pulled up.
I'm hoping the next day or 2 we can get things lined out that we got to get done. Just have time to come over here and do this. We can get a bunch of sets put in. All right, I think probably gonna have to call it a day. Let's run down there at one crossover right before we get to the bridge and throw a drowning rod and foothold on it, and then go ahead and head back. I gotta get to the house. I could spend all evening out here till it got dark and I couldn't see no more. But yeah. The problem is we both got families and other responsibilities. But anyway, guys, there ain't no better time to be had than right out here doing stuff like this for me. Alright, so Josh has got his drowner right here. Did you put caster up here? I think I'd use caster too. He just got a drowning rod right here at the bottom where I think you're coming in and out at. Got that trap bedded right there in about 10 inches of water. As they swim up there, they're going to put their front feet up on that root, plant their back feet to climb up. And he's got that trap bedded where he thinks they're going to plant that back foot at. Grab some castor and throw up here just directly behind it, and that'll help bring them to that one pinpoint spot. The thing about it is we got this trail guarded on both ends where they come in and out of the water, so we castor it up here in the middle, and then they're going to come up here, and no matter which way they go, we got it guarded when they leave. And then put just a little bit right here in front of that trap, and that'll hopefully, if they're swimming, they'll pinpoint and come up and out right there in that one spot. Alright. Alright guys, it's really not the catch we were expecting, but it rarely ever is. We're gonna have to call it short this afternoon. I gotta get back to the house, get the kiddo from school, and we'll be back over here tomorrow and hopefully have some beaver. We got a pretty good size, nice adult beaver there, and that 1 2-year-old, fat plump 2-year-old. So I'll take them.